suppose that communication, that openness, sitting down with someone and saying, "Look, this is why we shouldn't have workarounds. This is what it's impacting." That has a bigger effect on almost reining it in, as opposed to saying, "Stop doing that. Do it this way," with no explanation.
Yeah, 100%. No, nobody, we're all adults in a workplace. And we all, in theory, want to do the best job that we
Mm,
can. We're not there to wrap knuckles and kind of
yeah.
police things, but people always do tend to respond to, okay, no, I understand why you're doing what you're doing, but the impact of that means that this doesn't work, or then subsequently we don't have this data in the system, and then these guys further downstream can't do it. And sometimes as well, a lot of this is around in an ERP, your systems and your processes are connected in a way that they probably weren't before if you weren't operating
Yeah.
in sort of an ERP solution. So sometimes it's just a lack of understanding about how that then follows on.
And I suppose that comes down to the training, that they've been put in place.
Yeah, and sometimes, we as with the best will in the world, it could have been trained correctly, but
Mm,
you've got a gap between when the training was and when they're live in the system. Um, or sometimes it's just people forget, or they're distracted, because there's a big difference between being in a training room where somebody's guiding you through a step by step and the actual practicalities of doing your job on a day-to-day basis, when you've got interruptions and deadlines
mm.
and pressure to get things out the door really, really quickly. So it's not that it's not understood, or that there's not context behind why people do what they do. It's just helping them to understand, all of these things now in this and your new solution have consequences. So we have to work out what consequences we're happy to live with and what we're not.